Yo boys, back with another video. Today I'm actually going to be doing a voiceover while I play, so I don't really have to edit much and I can just get the video out there, all that good stuff. So basically there's a trick that you can do as a rogue, which I don't really see much rogues doing, but I've been doing it starting out like today and a little bit yesterday I was doing it. So basically you're doing the same rotation, all that, but the thing is you're going to be using your vanishes offensively, and what your vanishes do, they actually reset your cooldowns by like 20 seconds. So if you use both your vanishes, that's 40 seconds. And your cold blood and your echo is a 45-second cooldown. So in 5 seconds, you're going to have that one shot right back. So what you're basically doing, so usually you might open with 5 combo points, get your combo points, and then you're going to Kinney, and then you're going to do your build, right? You use your macro, echo, vanish, vanish, and you have it back already, and then you're just doing the same thing. So by the time they get a little bit healed up, you're just vanishing, and getting it right back. And I've been doing that in these scrims, and I've been absolutely decimating people. If I don't beat them in the opener, for 4 seconds, 3 seconds later, when they just now used the cooldown, they maybe got to 40%, I use it again, and it brings them right back down to 0. So, you guys can try that out, see if you like it now. Versus some comps, you can't really do that, because if you use both your vanishes, you're just going to get one-shotted. But if you feel like you can just absolutely decimate somebody, go ahead and try it. Now, I'll do a scrim here and all that good stuff. But I will meet you guys in the arena. Alright, we are in the arena. For you guys, you had to wait a second. For me, I had to wait about 2 minutes for this queue. So basically, all you're going to be doing is using your vanishes offensively, and now this is not the best thing to do all the time. So I would not do this versus some type of classes, so like warlocks, I wouldn't do that. I'd only do this to classes to where you like, shamans, druids sometimes can work out. It just all depends on the class, on the gear. Now, this is more of a, like, if you're trying to go for maximum consistent damage, like if you're just going in there trying to do as much damage as possible, that's what you're going to be looking for. I'm just going to do it no matter what to show you what the difference is. Now, like I said, it's not always going to be the best in slot. Like versus double druid, you probably shouldn't do it here, but I'm going to do it regardless because I'm me. I'm going to do me. So my shaman has 170k, which means he's probably he's probably dead before the arena even starts. So that sucks for him. But I'm surprised the druid hasn't opened yet. I'm not really going to be editing this video much. I'm basically just showing you guys this. Obviously, it's like what I have for a video, so don't take. I pre-faint here. He's going to open on me. He gets a good old fast stun. I'm going to blind this guy. He might trinket. He trinket, we're going to evasion on trinket. This guy starts popping off. So in about 15 seconds, I'll be to stun this guy. My guy's instantly dead, but it's okay. Not a big deal for me. We're basically just buying out the time in the situation. So I think this is a stun DR. Actually, no, that's it right there. So we're going to Kinney here. Shadowy Duel. Vanish. Dead. So even without getting our double vanish off, he was dead because of that shadow strike off of it. We get him open here. We're gonna pre-gouge him, then we're gonna stun him. We're gonna vanish. Now we get our build back again. And as you can see, getting that second build is basically gonna be a GG for him. And 690k max healing like usual. Alrighty, we are in another good old-fashioned arena. Now, we actually have a decently geared teammate this time, so it's not going to be as stressful, well, for them at least. For me, I'm kind of used to it. I would actually prefer if I could just 1v2 everybody. Like, if I could just queue by myself and not have a teammate, I would actually prefer that, honestly. I think it would be more fun and more, like, competitive, but, it's whatever. Especially with people that are under-geared. Like, it kind of sucks being full geared because there's nothing for me to do, and I don't want to level a character that just gets brutally nerfed or something. Because, like I said, the main goal is to do 4 to 5 ults to 2400 plus. And I'm basically just going to be playing the meta, so, like, whatever's fun in my mind is what I'm going to be playing with a homie, and I'm going to play with him. Me and Will are basically just going to one-shot all the way up to 2500 like usual. And you guys will be along for the ride, so these guys are actually decent geared. Unforged Totem is going to be absolutely brutalized, and I feel kind of bad for him, but at this point in time, it's not my problem. It's kind of his problem. I'm not going to lie about that. So I'm sapping his stuff off here. I'm going to sap him. Stun him. I have no energy, but it's okay. He gets one-shotted. I vanish here. I'm not going to double vanish. The reason is this guy still has Trinket, And he's going to go for the one-shot on me. So I'm going to pre-feint here, just in case he tries. So he's trying to bait me out, and what he's doing is, this is where he's going to try to go for his good old-fashioned dam. I'm going to gouge him here. Blind him off that. Now he has no trinket. We're going to get a re-stealth too. So a good old-fashioned re-stealth. Let's DR sap him. I don't know when the stun DR is off. It's off right now. We're going to stun him now. And he's dead. And pretty much the good old-fashioned 1v2. Not much he can do about that one. Absolutely destroyed. But on to the next arena. Like I've been saying, you guys are going to hear this a lot this video because these arenas going by so fast. It's hard for me to actually get a good game in. Alrighty, boys. So I'm actually having my guy go naked for these arenas. So it's basically a 1v2. It's not really a fair game. Me being, you know, how I am in Scrim. There's no, like, MMR system. So it's basically just me destroying people. It's not really fair. So I'm just going to be 1v2ing him and basically showing this build how you can play it. Now, like I said, not all the times you're not going to always want to use that double vanish because you're always going to need a vanish to get out because you have no longer the shield when you go in stealth, which is really insanely hard to get it. It's almost impossible to get a re. So you gotta use if you can, you need to save one of your vanishes. But this is basically showing you that it cuts your CDs by 20 seconds. So let's say you can see this is 45. So if you wait till 15 seconds, 20 seconds, instantly vanish. You have all your cooldowns back up. You have basically your one shot back. So I'm basically going to be showing you. I'm basically going to let this guy die so then I can show you guys what's goody. So this guy's 250k. So as you can see, it's not really a fair game at that point. It's me just one shotting him. The DK has, a little bit, not really enough to do anything. This guy Iceborns versus it. Okay. So I guess he used Iceborn on some. I don't know. So basically all we're going to be doing is we're going to be sapping this off real quick. They're going to be very happy about this that kill right there. So we're going to sap him. So what you're going to do is this guy we don't even need to use anything. As you can see, we're basically just going to one-shot him before he uses anything. Actually, it ends up surviving actually, surprisingly. I'm going to vanish here so I can get to him. So when you don't have a step, you can always vanish Shadow Strike and it basically gives you a free step. So in this situation, we're just going to disarm on his damage. We're going to do a little bit of damage to him, and then we're going to blind him off the disarm so he doesn't get any healing in. So we're going to blind him now. So now, basically we still have a vanish left over, so we didn't use that. I tried to sap. I don't know how he's in combat, but what ifs. Alrighty. I'm going to Kinny him. Now we have our damage back up. I'm going to vanish so I get 20 seconds off. We have symbols back up. I'm going to trinket his little tiny stun, and he gets taken out like usual. Pretty much not really much there. So you can always use your vanish like that too. If let's say you use double step to get to your target, you can always vanish and not only will it reset your cooldowns, but you're also getting an extra step, which you actually don't even need to use it because you get the vanish. But you got to make sure you do it fast because you only get about 2 seconds before it just doesn't let you do it because it'll put you back in like this combat mode. It's kind of weird how it works. But that's pretty much all there is to it. Now we're gonna get another game and try another example here. Okay, alright, for the next game here, I'm actually going to be voicing over this myself, because the recordings are a little messed up. I actually did see the nerfs, and they actually came in below. They'll be in the description, so if you want to know the nerfs and buffs for Tuesday or all that good stuff, just look down below. Yeah, really bad nerfs, really bad buffs. Overall, the Echo nerf was good, but they didn't buff any of our overall damage. They didn't nerf any of Warlocks, so Demon Warlocks, Affliction Warlocks, you're going to see that every game. They nerfed DH by 5% on the hunt out of I don't understand. Okay. So they nerfed the DH by one thing, and it was the hunt. They butchered DK's defensives, which they are already doing bad. They didn't do anything to Warriors, so basically the same things. They didn't nerf Evoker, which Evoker wasn't even that good. I mean, it was good before, we had gear, but now it's pretty garbage. So this is just a game where I bait out the Rogue's Trinket, and how I do that is I wait the Trinket until he uses his blades. That means he's going to be using his one shot. Now, they almost did kill me. Now, if the mage maybe had, like, full gear, they probably would have destroyed me. At that point, like, right here should have been GG. Thankfully, he didn't have his Echo at the time. He just got it, and he used it late. So instead of using it at the beginning, he used it late, and then the mage didn't click much. Now, he almost lives here because this is all the damage you get. Your Echo is all the damage. So after you get the cheat death, you're kind of a bad spot. So I end up kicking sheep here, thankfully. He ends up almost surviving. Almost. But thankfully my eviscerate hits him for 35k, the highest eviscerate I've ever hit. And at this point, you're basically just going to be lining the mage. Now, I don't know if I saw a mage buff. I think fire mage got a huge buff. They got buffs on like every button, so you're gonna be seeing a lot more of those. Mage has not been playable since pre-patch, so I think a lot of people are gonna go fire mage, which is good to see. Fire mage is a lot more fun. Arcane mage just feels a lot boring. You just sit there and click your 2-button rotation. At least fire mage, you have to like do things, or maybe not. I don't know. But I've been wanting to play Fire Mage this season, but until it got buffed, I was like, nah, I'm not even gonna level that. But I mean, it did get a buff, so I might be leveling that. I might be doing that. But yeah, if you guys want to see the buffs and all that, it'll be in the description below. Check it out. I'm not gonna lie, the buffs were terrible. The nerfs were terrible. I mean, obviously, echoing needed nerf, but they need to do an actual nerf and buff system where they go through everything and not just two things. I don't like how when they do a nerfing system, they look at two things and not just the entire board. Like it's annoying how they keep doing these nerfs every week instead of just doing it in a month's worth of sitting there and actually learning how to nerf and buff things. It's like all they do is they try to just sit there and instead of doing their job, they just want to like rely on the people giving, oh, rogues are hitting echo. So instead of us now, nerfing the Echo was good. I started hard there, but nerfing Echo was good. But they needed to buff overall damage, which is eviscerate damage. We shouldn't have to rely on an Echo one shot. I think everyone can agree that it's annoying. A 1300 rogue shouldn't be able to log on sub rogue, click cold blood macro, and just click Echo and half shot people. That should never have been a thing, but they needed to upgrade our damage. The overall damage, sub rogue is not going to be playable. I mean, they didn't buff any damage, so unless you want to be sitting there spamming a Shadow Strike macro, where you're just spamming Shadow Strikes the entire game, you're not going to be having fun. I'm definitely not going to be playing sub rogue. Obviously, I'm going to do it for, carry golds and maybe viewer games in the future, but actually playing sub rogue, I'm definitely not playing it. It's just boring. They're trying to make it into some one-hit wonder, which is annoying. Like obviously, I don't expect Sub Rogue to be doing damage while like they're backstabbing, but you expect on your actual burst, your Shadow Strike, your Eviscerates should be doing damage. You shouldn't just rely on that one ability, just like Echo. That's the most boring playstyle I've ever played. So yeah, I will definitely most likely go assassination if anything, because this is actually the one real game that we did, and obviously there's a reason I don't do real games and they're boring. That's why I just 1v2, because as you can see, without even trying, I just Shadow Idol, use my button, and it's like GG. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know what you guys think about the buffs and nerfs and all that good stuff, and let me know if the trick worked out for you. Peace, boys.